Okay, here we are. Joey and we are out scouting for episode 3 of Woods and Whitetails. We are out here and we got my tree saddle set up and my lone wolf, and we are going to do an episode from these, show you guys. Joey's never used a tree saddle ever. He's got a lone wolf. This is mine. This is a lone wolf Assault 2, I believe. You've got a
Alpha 2.
Alpha 2. This is Assault, right?
That's the Assault.
Assault. So this one's a little lighter. And Joey can talk about the tree saddle and his Alpha in a bit here. But yeah, we're going to walk a couple miles tonight, 5 maybe, and it's just so nice. It is 45 degrees.
At least, yeah.
Unreal. We're getting on scrapes. And getting some sign, pinpointing, and yeah, we found this this truck here. I think Joey knows what it is. Joey can take it over for a little bit here.
Looks to be a 1950s era GM, color green. Missing some parts now, but
the gas tank is right in the cab.
Right in there. I wonder what the story is behind this. Somebody drove this out here.
If this thing could speak and be a third guest right now, we probably wouldn't have to say anything.
I see an old beer can right there too.
Wow. So Joey's thinking maybe could be a good ground hunting situation. That thing has been here so long. Yeah, we're gonna take note. So
pretty easy, tuck right in there.
Yeah, you might have to come back. That would be an awesome video. What do you think of the tree saddle?
I like it. This is my first time using a saddle. I've heard so much about them the past few years, and I think, Mitch, you're the first person I really know who I hunt with that's gotten one, and just my first impression sitting in it, I like it. It's kind of a shock not having anything behind me, because I'm used to that.
It's definitely the probably number one learning curve.
Yeah, but I see you got me set up here at these knee pads, and I really like how you can really, shift this around. You want to go a little bit lower, and you can kind of go in a crouching position and put your knee pads right against it. And I think this is as comfortable, if not more, than sitting in the traditional tree stand.
For sure. That's what some guys say. You just got to get used to it, and it's like a big swing.
Yeah, big swing. And just the lightness of it, 5-6 pounds total, whatever that small number is, that's a game changer that you can.
Especially when we walk a lot and come into these spots. We both have gotten into run and gun style, and yeah, that's crazy.
I think my Alpha 2 is like 15, 16, 17 pounds.
Wow.
Maybe more, and it's fine. It's a big platform, but in here it's that and more.
Yeah.
No weight, but just the shot availability with it. Like you're saying, you can use this foot stand here, and you can pivot.
You can pretty much shoot 360, right?
It looks that way to me. I don't see anywhere you can't, just where the tree is.
Yeah.
A big place.
And the deer will be moving, and yeah.
Be a little dicey to do this on just a tree stand unless you're tethered, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Wow. Yeah, something to think about for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this stand too. I just wanted something a little lighter, like you're saying, just to lighten anything I can.
Yeah, that's the best way to shed weight, I think, is with your tree stand.
Yeah.
Getting something like this.
Yeah, I really broke that in this year. I shot really good black bear with that saddle and a spike buck this year. So the last weekend, Mikey I think asked me what place that bear was, and so what he meant was what place in the state. So I don't know yet. So in about a month we'll get it measured and see. It might be like the top 20 in the state of Minnesota,
I would
something
say,
like that.
yeah, at least, yeah. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
probably not one or two or three, but good.
They're waiting for it to dry.
Dry, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so stay tuned about that. Sorry, Mikey, for the miscommunication. So
You were saying that bear was about as close as this pickup?
it was so thick in there, and yeah, I should have been using my bow, but just a rare tag, and
Yeah.
I just wanted 100% confidence, which you never really have 100%. But yeah, that bear was probably where that pickup truck is from Joey. You know, like a 600-pound black bear, and dropped it in its tracks. And very cool. I was gonna try and GoPro, but I just, like I've said before, it's tough. You know, I really had to conceal my movement and just worry about the shot. So, but
Often that's the case where at the filming it's a great element to it, but also
memories, right?
Memories, you got it, but it's a hindrance because it's that one extra thing that goes wrong, and you spend so much time when milliseconds matter on your movement, your thought process, and when you add that extra thing in of hitting a button, thinking of the angle. Not that it can't be done. It's just you got your priorities set right.
Yeah.
The hunt comes first.
Exactly. I had it with intentions to use it, but it kind of happened pretty fast, right at dusk, like those bigger animals do. Playing it real safe, and I thought the hunt was probably over. I had 5 minutes of light left, and so I was thinking about packing it up soon. I just was kind of sitting there, and it just happened within a minute or so, and so I had to turn to kill mode and not the camera. So, and now we can take a bunch of pictures with the bear versus the camera. But I see both sides. I won't knock anyone that does that. It's a gamble. It's you can check out Joey's buck that he has on footage, and that is the coolest thing out there. I mean, no one can take that away from him.
Real lucky and just fortunate to have gotten that on footage. I was using this GoPro. It's Hero 7 or something like that. I think it's similar to the one you're using.
That one,
here.
yeah.
And every once in a while, if you hit this button just to simply record, every once in a while it'll record 10 seconds and shut off. And it was even doing that years ago when that happened. So when that buck came in, I simply just hit the button. It was on my head, and I thought to myself, if it's on, it's on. If not, whatever, that's okay.
Wow.
And luckily, after it was about a 10-minute engagement, calling them in, getting them close, and after I shot and saw them run and go down, pulled the camera off my head, and I saw the red light still going, so I knew, okay,
got it
worked. And
we'll have to throw a clip in of that, or a picture, or we can share it to the Woods and Whitetails. That buck is going to be in the Minnesota record book, you think, huh?
Yes, the 3rd edition just was released last week. I've already got my copy in the mail, I believe, and it's every 3 years they update the Minnesota Big Game record scores. So that was 2020, and so now it's 2024, so it's the newest edition, and it's going to be in the county that I hunt. I'm thinking, as of last edition, it would place 4th for that county, but a lot of people got out in the woods the
Sure.
past few years. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Wow. That was cool.
That was exciting.
That is, yeah. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, once in a lifetime. Public land.
Public land. Yeah, I mean, you put in some work and good things can happen. But what's your plans for the off season?
Well, I want to do a lot more scouting with the conditions we have. Like we were discussing this evening walking out here, there's no snow. You can clearly see rubs and scrapes. We saw a good amount of sign. Just
Yeah.
easy to follow trails.
Yeah.
So it's prime to really get out here and capitalize on such mild, winter. It's
Very
January.
weird year. It's getting dangerous for ice fishing, so.
Absolutely. Check the ice yourself. I say it every video. Measure yourself, drill, be careful. All it takes is these warm temps with a warm rain especially, and you really got to be safe.
If you, or go small game hunting. I think there's, some of that or some scouting, or we'll have to have one of our friends on. My coworker, he is an avid squirrel hunter. He has cooked up some stew for us over the campfire. That is some of the best food I've ever had in my life. So, so he's been debating going back out. Normally there's 10 feet of snow and he calls it quits, but this is crazy.
Yeah. Other than scouting, I want to look into getting a recurve bow and start practicing more with that, as that takes a good amount of time to get comfortable and get the muscle memory down.
Yeah, you're gonna buy that this year, right?
Yeah, I think in the next month or so I can get about 6 months in of practice to
Wow.
really feel somewhat confident at 10, 12 yards.
I love that. That is sweet.
It wouldn't be for every spot, like the run and gun spots we do, you never really know where
You want to be pretty dialed.
So somewhere I'm real familiar with, that's 15 yards and under.
Yeah.
Ideally 10 to 12 or so. And I'll probably try some ground hunting with it.
Sure.
So that's something to mix it up a bit.
We'll bring some videos to you shooting that once you get that.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you? What are some of your off-season goals?
Probably, same as you. Just scout a bunch. We have a hunting shack in northern Minnesota, and as most people know, there's a lot of public land the farther you go north. So I want to do a lot of walking up in that area. But and then just continue to get good with my bow. Practice. You can never have enough practice. That's what I would say. Run maybe 30 trail cameras, I think I'll run, and just try and find an early season deer maybe. Try to get a pattern down. That's tough with the swamps we hunt, but we will see. This doesn't hurt starting out here.
No.
Getting intel on scrapes and acorns and all that.
Though it might be a higher deer density and more sign, it still paints a picture that's universal.
Exactly.
So understanding a deer's reasoning.
For being there, yeah.
More opportunity to learn, I think.
Exactly. Just get out. This is the perfect time of year, or to do chop firewood. I was chopping some, or not. I guess you could call it chopping. Chainsaw. Making firewood last weekend. It was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
So.
That looked like some good timber you had there.
That was some good hardwood. Yeah.
Oh.
Who outside of your dad? Because we both said our dads were an influence. Who do you think influenced you outside of a person that you, how do you say it? Of a person that you don't know? Like, the archery hunting. Who like Fred Bear from what you've seen, or you know, Steven Ranella, or who's your guy?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't get a bow until I was probably 18, 19, and a lot of it was kind of just the personal challenge of, you know, I got a really nice buck when I turned 18 on my 18th birthday,
Wow.
November 7th, and I got him with the rifle, and I kind of figured after that any deer would be a bonus, and I knew the challenges of archery, so I figured I'm gonna try this, and I got this cheap old Nova PSE compound with,
Yeah.
you know, a little cam bow, and I really enjoyed the appeal of it, the challenge. I would say, to answer your question, influences probably came later.
Okay.
With Fred Bear,
Yes.
real big. I just like, you know, can't go wrong with his outlook.
Respecting nature and
Respecting
yeah.
nature. Along that line, Dick Prenicky with Alone in the Wilderness.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Just grew up watching that. A couple other, you know, I can't recall names, but just seeing some of those iconic 80s and 90s bow
Hunters. Yeah.
I know there's one iconic guy, he's still active. He's got a great series. It was like a VHS deal. Just seeing some of that growing up kind of showed me like, wow, okay, people can do this.
This is a thing.
It's a thing. It's not as, you know, difficult as you might think. But yeah, that's a good question. I'll think on that.
Yeah,
more.
come back for another episode if you. I kind of put you on the spot there. We didn't rehearse this, so.
No, I like it. How about you? Who are your influences?
Man, yeah, like we said, our parents, but you know, it wasn't archery. I'm kind of sorry, audience. I'm kind of scanning for deer here. We're sitting on out on the island, and I keep thinking that there's, you know, a couple things moving, but I'll try and stay focused. Very hard for me out here. Probably nowadays, Tony Peterson. I really like any language he speaks. Public land guy.
That's cool.
I'd like to meet him someday and talk to him. I don't think we live very far apart, so yeah. Or Dan Infault.
Yeah.
He's another one. I watch all of his stuff. Really love that. Respect all those guys. So yeah.
Cool.
Well, we should probably shut this thing down if we're gonna try and scout out a little bit more here, and we are racing the sun. But is there anything you wanted to add in?
Just be careful if you're going ice fishing, and if you have a free evening or day, get out in the woods and look for some deer sign, because you're never gonna find
Better
conditions midwinter.
No, you've got the world in your hands, in the scouting world.
Yeah.
Get out there. So, alrighty.